A very familiar, yet often the most misunderstood word. Let me ask all of you a question. What if you knew a person who was not earning anything or not achieving anything? Would you still think that that person was living a successful life? Now I want all of you to take a moment and think, what does success mean for you? Success is often defined by having a fantastic childhood, being an extraordinary student, growing up to get admission in prestigious institutions, passing with flying colors, getting a high-paying job, moving on to getting bigger and better promotions, designations, salary, living a good lifestyle, getting married, having kids, being loved, validated, accepted, recognized, and finally being called a successful person. Does that sound familiar? Is that something that all of us understand what success means? Well, for me, this was the definition of being successful, and this was the dream that I had growing up. This is who I wanted to become. And fortunately for me, I did create a life, this version of a successful life for myself. So now I see some of you might be thinking, that's great, what's the problem? The problem was, while I was living this successful life on the outside, my inside was not as happy. I was not feeling fulfilled, I was not feeling satisfied. There was an unexplainable void. There was as if something was missing. There was a puzzle that was just not coming together. So that brought me to ask myself, what if success is not about what you achieve? What if success is about who you become? That question led me on a path of self-discovery and finally understanding the power of being myself. The power of being yourself. What does this even mean? Well, I did not understand the meaning of this until a few years back. In fact, I did not even know that I had to ask myself and understand anything about myself. I was living a fantastic life. The version of the successful life that I was led to believe will give me everything that I want. So what was the need to question, and what was the need? Now let me take you on a journey of my life. On the right side, you see me as a child, and on the extreme left, you see me when I had gone to London for a client assignment in my first professional job. So growing up, I remember that I was a very introvert child. I was very shy. I kept usually to myself and my books. On the outside, I was a model student. I was a model child. I was hardworking. I was focused. I was committed. I was listening to my elders, never replying back, respecting authority, getting good marks, and doing everything that a good child should do. But on the inside, it was a different story. On the inside, I was scared. I was terrified. I thought, I'm an imposter. I'm a fluke. People will very soon know that I was not who I was projecting out to be. So I used to be very tentative, surrounded by self-doubt. But despite who I was on the inside, I found my ways of surviving and coping with this internal world. So I was a very bright student. One of the ways that I learned to survive and come out as strong was to excel academically. I was always good in studies, fortunately. So I did my schooling. I was a fantastic student. I got into reputed institutions. I finished my graduate and postgraduate. I was a gold medalist throughout. And then I got a good placement and landed in a large MNC. I learned that I have to project myself as strong because that is what the world wanted to see. There was no space for showing up as weak. So that's who I became. That became a part of my identity. And that's who I carried myself into the professional world. Landing into the corporate career, I had a thriving career for 2 decades. Promotions every 2 years, a great salary, working for some of the best brands in the industry, getting awards, accolades, promotions. Everything that we think to be a dream career was what I was living. This is being successful, isn't it? This is the definition of living a successful life. But let me share a secret with you. While I was killing this definition of being successful on the outside, inside I felt like a fraud. I felt as if there was no meaning to what I was doing. I felt there was something missing, and I was always tentative, doubtful. Imposter syndrome was always with me. I did not take too many risks because I wanted to be the best in what I do. So I took risks within a boundary, wherever I could excel. That became my normal way of functioning. And this was very well accepted. I got awards, I got accolades, people loved me, I was a role model, I was considered a super achiever. Everything was going fine until it was not. So after a few years of living this life, I saw the impact on myself. I saw that I was getting stagnated. I saw that I was not growing as much as I wanted to. I realized I had more potential than what I was doing. I could give much more to the society. I could contribute in bigger, larger ways. But I did not see a way to do that. And I did not find my answers on the outside because everybody around me was always showing up as happy, successful, content. But on the inside, I was different. So I went further inside. I sat with myself. I did a few reflection exercises. And there was a very important realization that this is not the life that I want to live for the rest of my life. Now, this realization was very scary because while I knew what I did not want to do, I had no idea what I wanted to do. Now, as a coach, this has been my observation as well. I work with high potential leaders. And I see them having great jobs, good salary, doing extremely well in their corporate life. But when I start working with them, I realize they're also struggling on the inside. They have low self-esteem, low self-confidence, low self-worth. They are caught up in the daily grind of meeting the expectations and standards set by the society and set by the people around them. Coming back to a decision that I took in 2017. So after 2 years of deliberation, after 2 years of thinking through, talking to people, and realizing one important fact, that standing out is scary. Being ourselves is very difficult because we are not usually accepted. So we take the easy way out. We blend in, we become a part of the crowd because it feels safe. Our uniqueness is scary. All of that is lost. So coming back to my decision in 2017, after I realized this is not how I want to live, I took a decision and quit my corporate life. A high-flying job, fantastic salary, everything was given up. The next few years were very scary. I had sleepless nights. I had low or no income for the next few months. I was constantly questioning my decision of leaving the corporate career. I had self-doubt. I didn't know what I wanted to do in the future. But I did not give myself the option to leave. That was not something that I allowed myself to do. And I'm so thankful for that because when I look back and I reflect, the last 7 years have been the best years of my life. They've been an incredible years because despite what happened, here are 3 things that I reflect on. What I have done, which I would never have done if I was still in the corporate life. 1, I became a published author. My book, Career Accelerator Formula, is out there. 2nd, I restarted my career, and I am now an established career and a leadership coach. I work with high potential leaders. And third, my dream of standing on a TEDx stage and talking is coming true right now, today. Thank you. Apart from this, I read. I'm a voracious reader. I host podcasts. I travel. I explore different countries, different places. I have a huge network of very, very different kinds of people. And I am so enjoying my life. So what has changed for me over the last 7 years? What has changed literally is that I feel I'm a different person. It's as if I've got a rebirth. I feel so much more aligned on the inside and the outside. I still aspire, I still have my dreams, I still have my goals, but I don't follow them or I don't work towards them to meet the expectations and standards of the society. I do them because they are more aligned to who I want to become. In the last 7 years, I have also come face to face with my fears, with my limitations, with my identity. And the most important thing is I am okay to take help. I have let go of that part of my identity where I had to excel in everything that I did. I'm okay to take support. I'm okay to take help because it's all around me and I feel so supported and so aligned. I operate with a lot of awareness in my day-to-day life. So that has changed. I find more meaning, I find more purpose. I'm a much more happier, content, peaceful person. Now, how did this happen? I have built a framework called TRAIN. Yes, TRAIN takes you from where you are to where you want to go. So this framework will help you take the next step if you want to start your journey towards understanding the power of being yourself. T, trust yourself. It starts from there. If you don't trust that you have the ability to move forward and take risks, you'll never be able to do that. R, rest and rejuvenate. It's not about watching TV on a weekend or going for a movie. Rest and rejuvenate is taking a pause, reconnecting with your own self, understanding who you are, and every choice gets aligned to who you want to become. A, awareness. Self-awareness is the foundation. Without self-awareness, there is no meaning to what you do. Meditation and journaling are fantastic tools to help you get started on that journey. Intentional living, live with intentional. Live by choosing and don't live by default. So for me, quitting my corporate job was the most intentional decision of my life. And since then, I have taken many such decisions. And finally, non-judgmental of yourself, of the people around you. Acknowledging who you are and who you are not is the most important aspect. Equanimity should become our way of living, where we give ourselves the permission to fail. We start appreciating the efforts more than the outcome. Now, I'll take a few moments to help you experience the power of being yourself. So I want you to close your eyes and just listen to me and see what shows up for you. Trust me, it's a safe exercise and you can do it with me. So gently close your eyes. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Now see a circle in front of you. A circle which is radiating pure white light. This is a circle which is a safe space for you. It's a magical circle, and once you step into that circle, everything that you seek for is guaranteed. You are loved, you are appreciated, you belong, you're validated. You don't have to become someone to get all of these things. You are already that. Now stay in that circle and get in touch with that most authentic you, where there are no fears, there are no limitations. You don't have to be a certain way in this world. as you connect with that most authentic you, ask yourself, if you could live in this power throughout your life, what would change? What different choices will you make? Will you pursue a different career? Would you pursue different interests? Will you make different friends? Will you drop out of a few WhatsApp group or social media groups that you've been wanting to? Will you dress differently? Will you ask more questions or say more no's? How would your life change? What are some things that you've been wanting to do but haven't been able to do that you would now say yes to? Spend a few moments, and then when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. That, my dear friends, was a momentary experience of being in the power of yourself. Remember, your greatest power lies in self-awareness, knowing who you are and who you are not, and embracing all parts of you without judging anything. That's what we are here for. We are not here in this life to be perfect. Perfect is boring. We are here to get better each day, 1% better every single day. And I can say that with a lot of confidence because that's been my journey. And if I can do it, so can you. Thank you.